Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. We are from group 38 want to present our second assignment of subject AFT1023 Fundamental of Management. Let me introduce our group members first. Started with me, Izzah Khairunisa binti Muhammad Zaidi, A20A1375, Naziha binti Muhammad Arifin, A20A1584, Nur Hazika binti Abdullah, A20A1735.
Or introductions, management is the method of getting things done with and by other people in an accurate and productive manner. Management strategies as we know them today are the result of previous management thinkers' recommendations. There are several ways were contributed by early thinkers. The first one is classic approach. There are scientific management and administration management. The second one is human behavior and relationship. Through this study, we would like to explore several issues about 5 figures which are Frederick Winslow, Henry James, Henry Fayer, Mary Parker Follett, and Max Weber.
I would like to start Frederick Winslow Taylor. Taylor was born in 20 March 1856. He born in Pennsylvania from a Quaker family. Taylor was a mechanical engineer from the United States. He was pioneer in the field of management consulting. Taylor received an honorary Doctor of Science degree from the University of Pennsylvania on October 1996. Taylor went on to become professor at Denmark's College School of Business. Taylor had pneumonia in the early spring of 1950 on March 21. Management theory of Frederick Winslow. Firstly, assignments should be broken down into subtasks. This subtask will exist to organize and spin up the process for several working on one assignment, each taking care of their own component. Secondly, to traceability and provide training to employees. Executives decide the most efficient methods for complete a mission, then delegate subtasks to employees with the required knowledge and skill. Thirdly, assign tasks between manager and staff. Taylor believed in a three-tier organization structure with the most powerful employees at the top. Last but not least, keep an eye on the result. Supervisor ensure that everyone underneath them is executing their work correctly, and staff are retrained to utilize a more successful way if one is discovered. In today's world, Frederick Winslow methods is relevant approach that is both straightforward and strict in use in scientific management. Taylor management idea and opinion are centered on how a center one in an organization should be done and the methods that should be employed in order for the idea to be implemented in today's operation inside organization. Taylor devised a functionality technique of maintaining record of time and motion in which work activity were conducted inside the industry. Frederick Winslow real example. Ford put Taylor's notion of division of labor into effect in the car industry after he invented it. This strategy reduced the amount of steps that employees must take to execute a task. In his motion analysis, this strategy was developed by an American fast food business to prevent wasting time. In this time frame, Taylor's idea have also been implemented. Secondly, supermarkets use Taylor's idea of division of labor and specialization to enter their goals. This is because supermarket employs a large number of people to do jobs such as shelf stacking, scanning things sold in supermarket, and answering customer queries. Advantage of Frederick Winslow. Firstly, enhanced production. Secondly, ability to control. Secondly, decrease inaccuracy. Next, decrease autocracy. Disadvantage of Frederick Winslow. Firstly, required huge capital. Secondly, management takes control. Thirdly, planning reduces productivity. Last but not least, demotivity improves. The background. Harry Lawrence. Harry Lawrence Gans was born in Calvert County, Maryland, in the United States of America. Gans continued his study at Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey, where he pursued a Master of Engineering degree in Mechanical Engineering. Gans was a mechanical engineer and management consultant from the United States who is most recognized for his contribution to scientific management. Management impulse of Harry Gantt as important to general administration. Firstly, Gantt chart. The Gantt chart, which is a visual tool, was invented by Harry Gantt. It is used to plan, schedule, and monitor the process of a job or activity. Secondly, the task and bonus system. Thirdly, industrial efficiency. Harry Gantt left a mark on project management and industrial efficiency. Last but not least, corporate social responsibility. Establish corporate social responsibility in essential. It is also trying to guarantee that business have a social obligation to care for the community's well-being. Harry Gantt improved in today's contents. Firstly, Gantt chart. It is a useful mentor for employees or management in the workplace because the availability of a Gantt chart makes it very easy for a person to define a project or activity using a diagram. Secondly, the task and bonus system is offered the employees an edge in completing a work consensuously and increase current production. Last but not least, corporate social responsibility. We think that in order for business to function, that must have a responsibility to social well-being. Harry Gantt related 12 examples for Gantt chart. Firstly, Gantt chart in Excel, in PowerPoint, in Word, in Google Sheet, in Google Docs, editor calendar for project management, for marketing campaign, for design project, for product launch, for social media campaign, and for the last one, for event marketing. Advantage of Harry Gantt impulse. Firstly, it's simple to see tasks, subtasks, and projects on a graph. Secondly, time management dashboards. Last but not least, a more effective use of resources. Disadvantage of Harry Gantt impulse. Firstly, task dependency. Lastly, there is a deficiency of static characteristics.
Okay, then we continue with the next figure. Jules Henry Fayol, who native of Istanbul, Turkey, born on 27 July 1841 in Constantinople of Ottoman Empire, French mining executive, mining engineer, author, and mine director, known as the father of modern management theory, died at the age of late 84 years old in Paris, established the Fayolism theory of corporate administration. Fayolism. So basically, Fayolism was a management philosophy founded about 1900 by the French management scholar, more relevant for administrative matters and issues. His focus is to build the efficiency of each employee while improving the productivity of organization through quantitative technique. Fayol's management philosophy covers 14 management concepts. He observed that to control, arrange, and organize output, management needs to connect and interact with employees in 5 basic ways. So here is the explanation on the approach divided into two terms. First, 5 basic ways started with planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and last one is controlling. The second term is 40 management principles started with division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of individual interest to general interest, remuneration, centralization and decentralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, initiative, and the last one is esprit de corps. Comparison between Fayolism and terrorism. Fayolism involves with administration and the psychological and behavioral factors management, while terrorism focuses keenly in challenge time and growing employee efficiency. Fayolism focuses on top-down approach, emphasizing the significance of first educating or training management on process improvement before going on to employee, while terrorism focuses on down-top approach, which means it is the beginning with the most fundamental device of exercise and growing the efficiency of personnel. Viewpoint of the approach in today's context. This method is helpful and effective for managing and administration of an organization gradually. It also relevant for any universal user, especially managers, to develop this method into their daily job operations to achieve a higher level of administrative management sustainability. By doing that, it will be able to ensure a more systematic administration of the organization as well as develop connections among personnel in a company. As the result, the numerous of benefits obtained from applying this method can be shared and utilized for everyone, including people outside the organization and inside it. Related examples. First, unity of command and direction is used in all the agencies. However, Sony, a recent company, has a digital employer, so there they have modified the idea in accordance with their convenience. Second, for IT enterprise, the remuneration will be distinctive when in contrast to a worker of the manufacturing sector. The third one is IT, the human resource desires to keep them, so a proper payback is given, however, no longer in the manufacturing quarter. These examples totally illustrate that fideism is still relevant for today's use, although not all of them are applicable comprehensively. Fideism advantage are facilitates organizational structure, promotes the team concept, motivates employees through fair compensation, and the disadvantage are emphasize authority rather than democracy based on human applications, reliance on experience, and untested assumptions. Mary Parker Follett was an American former of social worker, philosopher, manager, consultant, and pioneer in the disciplines of organizational theory and organizational behavior. Lived from September 3, 1868 to December 18, 1933. Born to an affluent Quaker family in Quincy, Massachusetts. Graduated in 1898 from University of Cambridge after being the undergraduate students for about 6 years in major course of economics, law, government and philosophy. Known as Mother of Modern Management, writer of new state and creative experience, a pioneer in the domains of organizational idea and organizational conduct for human relations. Follett's theory, individuals and the power of autonomy are central to Follett's organizational philosophy, which encouraged employees to collaborate. Follett approached management theory from an unconventional perspective. She underlines the significance of human relations and human psychology instead of mechanical and scientific strategy to work of an organization and management employee interaction. Come up with the concept of leadership as power with rather than power over. Shift her focus from the conventional object of study, the state or community, to the study of industry, persuade a high number of businesses of the feasibility of these ideas in dealing with present issues. Explanation on the approach. There are few ideas we used to discuss Follett's primary themes that include four ideas. First, constructive conflict, coordination, leadership, and the last one is power, authority, and control. Viewpoint of the approach in today's context. First, prefers an interaction and collaboration system of managers and other employees to achieve their same goals in managing organization or company, especially for administration system. All the organization activities and job need to be accomplished and also meeting or discussion conduct through online platform entirely. By doing all the organization activities together, it will ease the burden of each employee and the idea will be greater than before. It also could strengthen the communication between leader and subordinate or employee. Related examples here is a non-profit organization involved this management field, improving their human relations inside the organization, which is employees, and then continue with the relation for outside organization, which means the public people. Give a try to collaborate with any agency to make the campaign a success. Start to manage the organization system by dividing the tasks, survey for a little fund, and everyone engage with their activity fully. By doing that, all their goals will be achieved successfully. Advantages of Follett's theory are role of manager is defined, increased efficiency of communication between employees, focus on teamwork. Disadvantages are not a specific theory or strategy, lack of disciplines, integrated problem solving is not always possible.
Number six is Max Weber. Max Weber was born in 1864 in Germany. He was fascinated with industrial capitalism. Weber was worried that authority was obtained by social standing rather than experience and competency. He also believed that bureaucracy would produce the most efficiency, rationality, and worker certifications. Weber also overlooked the possibilities that each of the bureaucratic factors could have a detrimental impact. The pyramid organization Soto is put on bureaucratic principle. Max Weber's theory. Max Weber believed that bureaucracy was the most effective and rational model for commercial firms and government institutions. His management theory emphasized thin regulations and rigid power distributions. He also believed that bureaucracy was the most effective way to set up and administer an organization. Progress in an organization depends only on qualification and achievement rather than personal relationship. Expressions on the approach. There are six characteristics of bureaucracy. First one is specializations in a task. Second one is hierarchy management structure. Third is formal selection rules. Number four is efficiency and uniform recruitment. Number five is impersonal setting. And the last one is achievement based on advancement. Viewpoint of the approach in today's context. A bureaucratic approach is one of effort required by every manager to increase efficiency and ensure continuity for all operations in the organization. Bureaucratic approach also have a positive impact on every organization, and it also creating individual argue that the guideline given are too difficult to follow and cause efficiency to occur in the organizations. Weber's theory is relevant today because most people believe that humanity is an unprecedented global democratic era. Some example of bureaucratic approach is rules, which means employees will take leave without the knowledge of their management will be subject to paid education. And the second one is areas of competencies that can be used as example are the finance divisions and the human resources divisions. The finance division is responsible for compiling fund needs, forecasts, and managing funds, and human resources division is responsible for selecting the new employees, implementing training, and evaluating new performance. There are seven advantages of bureaucratic theories, which is specializations and expertise, skill-based recruitment, predictability, equality, structure, system record keeping, and the last one is rationality. Bureaucratic theories also have the disadvantage, which is rigidity, ghost displacement, impersonalities, compartmentalizations of activities, paperwork, empire building, and the last one is red tape. It may be determined for this research that five management figures, Frederick Winslow, Henry Gann, Henry Fayol, Mary Parker Follett, and Max Weber, have various perspectives and functions. Henry Gann at the equipment used by management to plan, sell, and handle projects assigned to employees, while Frederick Winslow is known for his scientific management approach that can help increase productions and productivity in job, and he also created five management functions. Henry Fayol was the first to think of management as a process, and he introduced 14 general management principles that can be used to help managers manage their organization. Next, Max Weber introduced the theory of bureaucracy, which is an organization and administration system designed to ensure managerial efficiency and effectiveness. Mary Parker Follett emphasized the treatment of employees and by managers.